Well, hello everyone. It is December 19, 2020, just a few days before Christmas. Hope all of you guys are doing well. And I've got something new to share with you guys this afternoon. A new kind of report. I haven't received one like this before. It's not a Sasquatch, and it definitely falls into the category of other in the title of my YouTube channel. Before I get started, I just want to take a little bit of time to say special thanks to all my subscribers. Started this channel earlier this first part of this year, and right now I'm up to right at 1,600 subscribers, and I just want all y'all to know I appreciate every one of you, and thanks for watching. But on to this report I got. I just received this a day or two ago and got permission to share it last night. And like I said, this is not a Bigfoot, and this is first a report of this kind that I've got, and this involves what people are calling a Dogman. And what that is, I don't know. I don't know if that really fits into the area of cryptozoology or if it fits more in the area of the paranormal. Like I said, that's not something I've given a lot of study to. However, as you know, if you spend any time searching these things on the internet, there are a lot of people reporting these sightings. And this gentleman here gave me permission. He said I could use his first name, which is Jordan, who actually turns out doesn't live very far from me. Lives over in Pontotoc County, and he shared this report with me as a sighting that his wife had about 10 years ago, and gave me permission this morning in email to share this with you. So that being said, I'll get right on it. And this is the email that Jordan sent me. And he said, "My wife and I have lived in Seminole County for many years, but now we live," and I'm leaving out the town names to be too specific, but he said, "Now we live in Pontotoc County." So he said, "This sighting happened to my wife before we met around '09 or so." And he said that her and a friend were going to a bonfire party out in Spalding, Oklahoma, and it was already night, and they were on a heavily wooded dirt road. Now, I say Spalding, I grew up, that's not very far from where I'm standing right here. I grew up in this whole area. Spalding's pretty remote little community, so it's like I say, it's remote. It's out in the woods over in I believe it's still in Hughes County. But anyway, he said, my wife and her friend were following another car which was leading to the land where the bonfire was taking place. So she suddenly noticed something hunched over to the side of the road. At first she thought it was just an animal eating roadkill, then it stood up bipedally. This creature, she said, was around 6 feet tall, gaunt, and had dark fur. It had long arms that seemed to be human-like, with a face like a dog, as though it had a long snout. She said the face was mangy-looking in appearance. It looked surprised, she said. It then ran across the road on 2 feet the entire time. She said the legs looked dog-like, but it stayed on 2 legs again the entire time. She said her friend saw it too, but they both did not want to talk about it. He goes on to say, my wife is a confessed skeptic and kind of gives me a hard time for my interest in cryptids, especially Bigfoot. Hey, I feel your pain, man, on that. But anyway, he said the only reason this ever got brought up is when we were still newly together. We took a drive on the back roads between Wewoka and Holdenville late at night, and I jokingly said, what if something weird just jumped out into the road? And he goes on to say that she began to tear up in fear, and then she told me the story, and I just sat there stunned, especially because she is a skeptic. And I asked her, how can you not believe in Bigfoot when you have seen a Dogman, quote, or werewolf? And she tries to play it off as maybe it was just her mind playing tricks on her. However, she had never heard of the Dogman phenomena before I told her about it, and after she told the story. So that's her story right there. And like I said before, I don't know where this subject of the Dogman fits in. All of my life I've studied the Bigfoot mystery. And this is something, like I said, this is the first one of these reports that I've received. Got a friend up in the northwest part of the state, has a YouTube channel called Red Dirt Cryptid Investigations. So shout out to Brian Terrell from the Red Dirt Cryptid Investigations, and he has investigated several of these type of things. But anyway, like I said, I don't know if it really fits into what we would call a cryptozoological being, or if it fits more in the paranormal. Now that I don't know, because like I say, this is the first one of these reports I've got. One thing I do know is wherever it fits in, there are a lot of people that report seeing something like this. And when he sent me this email, it made me think, and I told him about this. When I was a kid, I was in like the 6th grade, and going to school here at Calvin. I remember one of the girls in my class came and told a story to us. And all this time, I thought it was just a story, and it may be. If I see her again, I'll ask her. But she told and she was Native American, Creek, I believe, lived right across what we call the South Canadian River. Now they just call it the Canadian River. But I remember she came to school and told a story of a man that was feeding his dogs one night over there across the river, and said while he was feeding those dogs, one of them stood up on its hind legs and then turned and ran into the woods on its hind legs. And she said the next day he was looking for that dog and found it dead in the woods. So, I mean, as a 6th grade, 11, 12-year-old kid, that just gave me the creeps. But anyway, this gentleman, Jordan, sending me this account brought that old story to mind. And like I said, I don't know if that was just a story back then, which it probably was. But anyway, it brought that to mind. But wherever this fits in, I appreciate you, Jordan, for sharing this story with me and giving me permission to share it with you folks on my channel here. Now, that being said, if anyone else has a similar encounter, be it with a Sasquatch, be it with what people are calling a Dogman, or any other strange occurrence or strange animal or whatever they see in the woods, I'd love to hear about it and share it on this channel if you would like me to. So if you have an encounter like this you'd like to share, just send it to me in an email at bigfootandmore@yahoo.com. That's bigfootandmore@yahoo.com. And Jordan went on and told me something later on in this email that was concerning him and a story he had heard as a child. And this is pertaining to the Bigfoot Sasquatch phenomena. And he said, I used to work with a woman who is a Seminole native, which he says I am also half Seminole as well. And he said she told me her husband's grandmother had lived deep in the woods near Little River. And he said anyway, before dusk, she would always make the kids come in early because a family of Bigfoot walked through her yard in the evening because it was just part of a path that they took. She did not bother them and kept the kids from seeing them, either out of respect or maybe so the children would not become frightened or upset at the family of Bigfoot that passed through. And he goes on and says, I wish I had more details, but thought that was a cool story. And to Jordan, if you come up with some more details about that thing as well, I would love to hear about that, because that's down on the Little River. That's the same river that goes through Honubby and on down into far southeast Oklahoma, where there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings come out of. So, like I say, I appreciate you, Jordan, for sharing your wife's account concerning the Dogman with me, and the short story about the Sasquatch down on Little River. So anyway, that's all I got for that. And if any, please share your thoughts concerning the Dogman subject down in the comments. I'd love to hear everyone else's opinion on that. And like I say, if somebody else has a similar encounter they'd like to share, I would love to hear it. So anyway, as always, if you like what I'm doing with this channel, I'd encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. And again, I appreciate everyone that stops by and views the channel, and especially my subscribers. So that being said, Hope you guys have a safe and Merry Christmas, and you guys, till next time, take care.